You're going to do this, so the next time there's a girl who doesn't want to show up, she'd be like, Diipa Khosla showed up at the red carpet looking like that. I can do this. Don't look at me and who I am as a sex or whatever. Look at my numbers. Look at my business. Look at what that's doing. And I think if you can show that ultimately and rally other women with you. Like our team is 98% women. I think, yes, it's losing its exclusivity, but India is here to be reckoned with, and we're here, and we're going to keep coming back, and I think that makes me very proud. There's still the Met that's exclusive, let that be, but then perhaps Cannes become something that is a moment for us to shine.
Diipa, welcome to Film Companion.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for allowing me into your apartment literally an hour before you're going to hit the Cannes red carpet.
Thank you. Of course, anytime. Well, it would have been better to have an hour earlier, but you know what? It happens when it happens.
No, but I really just wanted to get behind the scenes
to
really understand what it is that goes into creating a Cannes red carpet look. Firstly, it is your 7th time at the festival. You are a veteran. What is it that draws you back each year?
Good question. I ask myself that every year. No, I think honestly, it is deep down, I have this true love for fashion and film. So I think that's a given, like that brings me back. But I also think more it's my community. Like from that very first year when I first came and kind of represented India, I think from then it's almost like they expect me to be here as well, and they enjoy the content so much when I'm here. So I think this year I was really like, should I or should I not? And it's really just the community loves it when I'm here. Like my content does so well, it makes them very proud. And so I think a combination of my love and their love together.
I heard you say that the first time you were here, it was a complete blur.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
Oh, so it was San Pellegrino that brought me here the very first time. And I don't think I even knew what Cannes was fully. You know, like you've heard it, you've seen Aishwarya Rai on the carpet. Like you know a bit about it, but I'm like, is it that Cannes? Like, are they inviting me to that thing? And it was with a bunch of like 2-3 other European creators as well. And then I was the only Indian one. And there was nothing, like no team, no makeup, no hair. Like it was just me doing my own makeup and hair that first time. And then they took us in this car to the carpet. And I still remember the palpitations. And everything after that point is just a blur, like because it's 7 years ago now as well. Like I've become a mom since then. I've done.
But I feel that moment will always be a blur when you finally hit the carpet.
Yes. And then I think the memory recollection comes after the carpet is finished. Like what happened in the carpet, I don't remember anymore. It's like when you give birth, you're like, kya hua? I don't remember.
And then you do it again.
Exactly.
But since you've done it 7 times over, I want you to tell me. And let's get technical here. What are some real tips to working the Cannes red carpet? Because it is overwhelming.
Yes. I think having a good team, honestly, like finally I have the most amazing crew I work with. The energy really helps you pre-carpet. So if you have people who are just having fun, it's good music, everyone's laughing, and are extremely talented, it makes you feel comfortable, you know, because like it takes a village. Like it is more than me on that carpet. And so I think having a good team is tip number 1. Tip number 2 would be being calm. Like it is stressful, but be in the center of the storm. Like do a little meditation or do a little prayer and just kind of remind yourself that, holy moly, you're part of the very few in the world that get to do this. So be grateful, you know, and take that moment in. So that would be tip number 2.
But when you're on the carpet, what do you got to do?
When you're on the carpet, then you just got to be Sasha Fierce. Like bring that other side of you, that side that we all have, the one that's dancing in the shower, that side, like just for those 30 seconds on the carpet, bring that side out. And then that really helps. It's almost like bringing this other version of like your, you know, front of theater kind of version of you. And then you can go back to being you after.
You talked about calm, and honest to God, when I was coming in here and I knew that you have to leave in the next half hour, I expected a lot more chaos in this room. Where are you drawing this calm from?
Practice.
Preparation.
And practice.
You are so prepared. She's been incredible. The team is running like ultimate Like, you have 3 seconds to get out. Thanks.
Yeah. We're on a tight schedule.
Amazing.
And I think, again, like, because we've done this a few times, like for example, Lulu has been with me now for 5 years at Cannes. Like, we know.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, give time for this, give time for that. So extreme preparation and planning for sure helps.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago when you were at Cannes, you posted a picture with a caption that said, "A person is more than what you see in a picture." And that was the year that you'd broken into a severe skin allergy.
Bacterial
and yet you
infection,
walked the red carpet.
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be a life lesson there. What did you take away that night?
So that morning, I was already a bit sick, and then Dua, my daughter, she picked up some bacterial infection in her kindergarten, and so I got it a few days later. And then I woke up the morning of Cannes. Tina was there that year, Lulu was there, so they remember very clearly. I woke up that morning and I went to the mirror and I'm like, I look like Shrek. Like, what is going on? And I remember being like, guys, I'm not going to do the carpet. Like, let's cancel it. And then my mom called me and she was like, you're going to do the carpet. And I was like, what? No, why would I? Like, I look ugly. Like, let's not. It's not a big deal. She's like, no, you're not going to do it for you. You're going to do it for, like, I literally get
Goose flesh, yeah.
You're going to do it for every woman that has acne, doesn't want to show up, that feels insecure, doesn't want to show up. Like, there's, all of us have those moments, right, in life that we don't want to show up. And she's like, you're going to do this. So the next time there's a girl who doesn't want to show up, she'd be like, Diipa Khosla showed up at the red carpet looking like that. I can do this. I can go to that interview or go to that graduation or go to whatever in life that we have to show up for. And I was crying on her chair. She remembers, like, bawling and her makeup, like,
I'm crying now.
and she kept wiping it and doing it again. And then we walked that carpet. And it was special, for sure.
What do you remember?
What do I remember? Like, shaking, I think. Like, our dresses didn't fit because I was bloated, because my whole body started bloating. And so last minute we found like a random dress and we just wore it. And I think just feeling very proud at the end of the day. It was very difficult, but I was proud we did it. And I think the way everybody reacted back to it was the reason why. So.
Yeah. You've been doing this since 2018. You were easily one of the first Indian influencers to walk the carpet, and that number has gone up significantly since. Do you ever fear that Cannes can lose its appeal if it gets too accessible?
I mean, sure, that's with anything in life, right? But I think losing accessibility is one thing, and I think just the world opening up to India and to Indians is a given. Like, it's happening.
It wasn't like this when you started walking.
Not at all. Like, it was me in a storm of just Europeans and blondes and like just a storm of it. So I think, yes, it's losing its exclusivity, but India is here to be reckoned with. And we're here and we're going to keep coming back. And I think that makes me very proud. So, you know, there's still the Met that's exclusive, let that be, but then perhaps Cannes becomes something that is a moment for us to shine.
Yeah. Well, you were at Harvard last month with your documentary, Show Her the Money, and there was a stat that you pulled out that really startled me. 2% of VC funding goes to Indian women. What did it really take you to secure funding for In Die Wild?
So 2% of VC funding goes to women. Period. So imagine Indian women is a lot less than that. So I think the reason, what was your question?
What did it take for you to secure funding?
So I think not feeling or thinking I'm less than a man. I think I've never felt it. Like, every time I've got asked the question, like you're just asking me, like, how does it feel to be a woman? I've never thought any differently. Like, I don't walk into a room with a board of like all men around thinking I'm a woman. I'm just a talented person.
It's easier said
who
than
knows
done, though.
It is, but that confidence is like a muscle that you have to build every day, year on year on year on year. And I think today, when I fundraise, I go in with that confidence, and I think that makes a big difference. Like, if you say, don't look at me and who I am as a sex or whatever, look at my numbers, look at my business, look at what that's doing. And I think if you can show that ultimately, and rally other women with you. Like, our team is 98% women.
I can see that.
Our board, like our investors, are all basically 90% women. And even the VC we fundraise from is a female-led VC. So it's kind of like if women get together we can change that stat because we're 50% of the population. So, yeah.
You also said something that was really interesting. You said underestimating us is our superpower. Can you talk more to that? What did you mean?
Because I think when you walk into a room or in any scenario, whether it's a business world or the fashion world or anything, like when I first started out, being an Indian was like, well, can you do fashion? Should you be in Fashion Week? And like, you know, I literally didn't get front row the first many years just because I was Indian. And then the same in the business world, they're like, you're a woman, can you do business? And I think the beauty of being underestimated is like you can walk in there knowing that you're underestimated, but you knowing who you are and literally turn the table. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just being like, oh, you think I'm Indian, so I'm not going to make it? Watch me. And I think that fuels me. Like that motivation fuels me as a person. And that's why I think underestimation is the best thing in the world.
But how important was that front row to you? And what does it feel today when you can sit or when you're invited to sit on it?
Again, like it's just, you know, a moment of absolute pride that I think it's me for my personal like growth and glory and all of that is great, but it's India as a whole. And I think just the world is opening up to us in a way never before because India is becoming a superpower. And so for me, when I started out, it was very different. Like even us Desis who live abroad, they would be like, if I ask you where you're from, you'd be like, oh yeah, I studied in the US. Oh yeah, I studied in the UK. And today, you stand proud and you're like, I am Indian. I come from India. And that change has happened in the last few years. And I think, so for me, it is definitely me being proud as a creator, as an entrepreneur, what I've done. But also I think the way the world is opening up to India is very impressive and proud.
Amazing. I feel like I could keep going on, but I also can feel the calm in the room and I know that you got to get into the car anytime now. Tell me, what are you telling yourself right now and how are you being your own hype squad?
What am I telling myself right now? That this look has to kill it. It is inspired by the Indian sari and it is very, very beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And in my head, I'm just telling myself, time's up, let's get ready.
And don't forget to have fun.
And don't forget to have fun. That's a good one. Always.
Thank you. Thank you for chatting with me.
Thank
I'm going to
you.
stick around and watch you do your thing.
You've been watching FC at Cannes 2024 in association with entertainment partner Airtel Xtreme Fiber, beauty partner Lakme, podcast partner Amazon Music, and travel partner Air France.